Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Cloud, and welcome to my personal VOD reviews of Locals. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Game 4 of Week 8 for the OP11 Meta, where I played Purple Yellow Robin versus Green Purple Lim. Here's the deck list that I played in this match, and if you haven't already done so, please go check out the Locals retro video I made that covers this deck list and my overall thoughts on how Locals went this week. Without further ado, let's hop into the game. Last game for Week 8 of the OP11 Meta, I'm playing Purple Yellow Robin versus Green Purple Lim. Ooh, this is gonna be a fun matchup because I haven't seen a Green Purple Lim in a long time. I do believe though that I am gonna be at a slight disadvantage here for similar reasons to game number 3. Both of our leaders can ramp, which means that I'm not gonna have a significant Dawn advantage against the Green Purple Lim. But also the Green Purple Lim does play a lot of blockers that not only get to attack, but restand themselves at the end of the turn. So unless I find a way to get around those blockers, I'm gonna have a hard time trying to attack my opponent's life. And I'll be honest, the banish isn't really doing much for me here since Lim doesn't play too much triggers, but it at least, is gonna take cards away from his hand. So hopefully that means I can starve my opponent out of resources and maintain resources on my end. Well, let's get into the dice roll here. High roll as usual. My opponent is going to roll a 14. And I'm going to roll a 5, so my opponent gets to pick turn order. And it looks like they chose to go first, so I will be going second. Let's take a look at our initial starting hand here, and wow, that was a very quick decision from my opponent. Decided to keep his initial opening hand. On my side, let's take a look at our hand. I'm starting off with a 3-cost Usohachi, 3-cost Jaguar D Sol, 1-cost Nico Olvia, 6-cost Nico Robin, and 3-cost Dedeshi. Let's do our counter check. We've got a 2k, a 2k, and a 1k. So 5k counter total in hand. That's not too bad. And we've got a mix of 1ks and 2ks, so I'm happy there. Taking a look at my hand itself, I'm actually really happy with this hand right now. In this matchup, when I know my opponent will be playing 5-cost blockers, this Usohachi right here is going to be very good for me. It's one of the only ways for me to rest any kind of blocker, so having that in hand early on means that I know I have access to some kind of resting tool in the later stages of the game. The 3-cost Sol is one of my blockers, and so having blockers on my field just means that I have some defenses where I can just use it to take some hits without me needing to burn counter. So happy to see that. Nico Olvia is a very good card for Nico Robin because it gives my leader plus 3k for only 1 Dawn, giving me 2 Dawn in efficiency. So having access to a power boost like this is really nice, especially when my leader has banish. The 6-cost Nico Robin is also very good since if my opponent is at 3 or more life, I can just trash the top card from their life. So in combination with my leader ability, that could potentially just be banish, trash a life, and then another banish. So really nice to see that. And finally, the last card in my hand, Dedeshi. This is just one of the card draw tools in my deck. It allows me to look at top 5 and pick up to 2 triggers and add it to my hand. So it's going to help me keep my hand at a relatively healthy size, knowing that my leader has to trash cards from hand in order to ramp. So as you can see, I'm really happy with my hand right now. All the cards are useful in this matchup. So I think I would keep this hand, and I have very little reason why I should mulligan. Yep, we decide to keep. Alright, good decision. I think this was like the best hand I could have asked for in this matchup. Alright, here we go. Let's get into the game. We're waiting for something. Oh, alright, here we go. Fist bump to start of the game. My opponent's going first. They go up to 1 Dawn, and they're going to play out the 1-cost Lim. So I'm going to be reading a lot of cards for this matchup because it has been a while since I've seen Lim, plus Lim got a lot of new cards, and this 1-cost Lim is one of them. So this Lim is a green 1-cost, 0-cost wisdom character with 1k counter and has the Odyssey typing, and says once per turn, if this character would be removed from your from the field by your opponent's effect, you may rest one of your Odyssey type characters instead. End of your turn, set up to one of your Odyssey type characters as active. This is a very key card for Lim, since a lot of cards do come in rested. Actually, in fact, let's actually read Lim's leader ability, in case you don't remember what Lim does. Lim is a green-purple 4-life 5k power wisdom leader with the Odyssey typing, and her leader ability reads, your character cards are played rested. Then activate Made once per turn. If you may rest 3 of your Dawn cards, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it, and play up to 1 Odyssey type character card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So you can see every character card that my opponent plays comes in rested, and most likely they're playing Odyssey characters, so having this 1-cost Lim on the board means that at the end of the turn, they can always choose to restand that Odyssey card that was just played. So a very nice turn 1 play for my opponent. And they're going to pass the turn to me. I will draw for the turn. It is the 1-cost Gum Gum Giant. I go up to 2 Dawn for my Dawn phase. Wow, you know, hitting the Gum Gum Giant right now is really nice too. I will have access to that in the later stages of the game. But I don't have any 1 Dawn plays, so I will just pass the turn. And whoops, I hit the camera there. My bad. My opponent draws for turn, goes up to 3 Dawn for the turn. And they're going to start off by swinging 5k with leader at my life, which I choose to take, and it is the 1-cost Gum Gum Giant. In a match like this, I don't think I'm feeling too bad about taking the first hit. It just means I have more cards in hand, which is going to be good knowing that I have to trash a card soon. My opponent is going to tap 3 Dawn to use leader ability and play out the 3-cost Lim Searcher, and they found the 5-cost Enel. And then at the end of the turn, of course, the Lim gets to restand the 3-cost Lim. Very nice. Pass to me. I drew a 5-cost Sanji and go up to 4 Dawn for the turn. My opponent doesn't have any blockers right now, so I can try to get a banish swing in. So we're going to attach 1 Dawn to my leader and just go 6k at my opponent's life. I am going to ramp here, so I'll trash the Dedashi, ramping 1 Dawn as rested, and my opponent gives me a 2k to get out of that. I'm going to tap 3 Dawn and then play out the Jaguar D Sol to establish a blocker. Pass to my opponent, they draw for turn, and then go up to 5 Dawn. Or sorry, 6 Dawn, because they ramped last turn. He's going to attach 1 Dawn to his leader and go 6k at my life. I do have 2 2Ks in hand, and I am going to choose to give up the Olvia to counter out of that. And my opponent's going to attach 2 Dawn to the 3-cost Lim, and I believe that is a 5k swing coming at me, which I decide to take. It is the 5-cost Nami trigger, which is going to be really good because I can activate it to KO one of my opponent's 5-cost or less right now. KOing the Lim right now, the 1-cost Lim wouldn't be too bad. But alright, I choose not to activate it. I guess it's because I don't have any good triggers in hand that I want to get rid of, so that makes sense. My opponent's going to use leader ability, resting 3 Dawn, ramping 1 Dawn, and then gets to play out the 5-cost Enel out for 3 Dawn. And let's take a look at this Enel because it is one of the newer cards for the Lim deck. Oops. There we go. Enel is a green 5-cost 6k power special character with 1k counter and has the Odyssey and Sky Island typing. His ability says on play, if you have 2 or more rested characters, draw 3 cards and trash 2 from hand. Very nice card draw for my opponent here. He drew 3 cards and now he's deciding what 2 he wants to trash. And he's going to trash a Lim, and it looked like it was a Vent. I couldn't see which one that was though. And then my opponent passes the turn, uses the 1-cost Lim to restand the 3-cost Lim. Alright. Pass the turn to me. I draw for turn. It's the 5-cost Rosinante, and then I go up to 7 Dawn. Actually, let's take a quick look at my hand there. I'm going to go back. Sorry. Okay, yeah, so I couldn't activate, or I could have activated the Nami trigger ability, but the only trigger I have in hand is my 6-cost, whoops, wrong color. the 6-cost Robin, which I really don't want to trash from hand, so I did not want to activate the Nami. Alright, I just wanted to check that. I could have potentially countered out of that 5k hit as well from the Lim with one of my 1ks here. I did have the Sanji, so maybe I should have done that to keep myself at 3 life. But because I don't have any other card draw in my hand, I think I wanted to keep the Sanji as an option in case I wanted to establish a blocker and draw 2 cards and trash 1. So I guess in the end, it was alright. That does put me down to 2 life very early though, so that is scary. I could use this Rosinante to trash one of my giants to draw 2 cards. What to do here? The 6-cost Robin is also looking really nice this turn because my opponent is still at 3 or more life. So let's see what happens. We're going to start off by attaching 1 Don to our leader and going 6k banish at my opponent's life. And I'm going to trash the Nami to ramp 1 Don. And then he gives me a 2k to get out of that. And then I'm going to tap 6 Don to play the Nico Robin, trashing the top card of my opponent's life. Unfortunately, Nico Robin is really Don hungry when I want to be playing cards like the 6-cost Nico Robin. I wish I could be going higher with my leader attacks, which is why those Nico Ovias would be really nice to have in hand. But I gave it up earlier, hoping to keep the Usohachi around for when my opponent plays maybe a 5-cost blocker. But I pass the turn to my opponent, he draws the turn and goes up to a 9 Don. He's going to attach 2 to his leader and go 7k, or sorry, 1 to my leader, his leader, and goes 6k at my life, which I just give up the Usohachi to stay healthy. He's going to attach 1 Don to Lim. Is that 2 Don? No, there's only 1 Don here. Wait a minute. Did he play the event? Did I miss it? Oh, this Lim is a... Oh, sorry. My bad. Earlier, I said this Lim was a 5k attack. No, this Lim is actually already 5k. So when he attached the Don earlier, he was actually going for a bigger swing. So I guess I didn't want to counter that. And then now he's attaching 1 Don. Yeah, my bad. So the 3-cost Lim is 5k power already. So he's going to attach 1 Don to it and go 6k at my life. Whoops. So yeah, ignore that earlier call earlier. This was actually a bigger swing, so I just took it. But now it's a 6k, and I want to stay healthy here, so I give up a 1k to 1k. That really hurts me. My opponent is now going to go 6k with the Enel. I'm burning a lot of cards from my hand right now. And I only have giants. My opponent still has 7 Don up too, which is scary. Ooh, I did not see what that trigger was, but I end up having to take the life because I don't have any Don up to use giant. It was the Bej. Oh, okay, Bej would have been a good trigger right now. Because, yeah, here it is. My opponent is going to tap 3 Don to use leader ability to ramp 1 Don and cheat out a 5-cost Odyssey character, 5 costs or less. And it is the Mihawk. So let's take a look at that card. Mihawk is a green 5-cost 6k power slash character with 1k counter. And says on play, if you have 2 or more rested characters, set up to one of your rested Odyssey type characters with a cost of 5 or less as active. So now he gets to swing again. So he's gonna restand the Enel, and it's making me regret the Bej choice. So the Bej trigger would have been really nice because it means that I could choose one of my opponent's characters or leaders and they cannot attack for the turn. But I guess it's fine since my opponent did have the Lim. If I chose to freeze the Enel, with the Bej. He could have just restood the Lim. Sorry, the Mihawk can't restand leader. Did not mean to say that. Yeah, he could have just restood the Lim and still go for another swing here. So I guess I just wanted to keep the 2k counter in hand instead. So it worked out. Now he's gonna go 6k at my lead with the Inel. And the 2k came in handy because now I'm just gonna go ahead and give that up to counter out for 7. My opponent's gonna tap his last 3 Dawn to play out the 3-cost Rosinante blocker. And then at the end of the turn, he gets to restand his Lim, because I believe the 3-cost Lim. Let me just look it up real quick. I'll put the card up on screen, but I won't read it. Yeah, the end of your turn, if you have 3 more rested characters, set this character as active. So because he had the Mihawk and the Inel, the Rosinante, and Lim rested, he gets to restand the 3-cost Lim. And then because of the 1-cost Lim, he chose to restand his Mihawk. And then he's not restanding his blocker Rosinante here, and that's because the Rosinante, which I will put on screen and read it, can restand itself. So this Rosinante is a green 3-cost 4k power special character with 1k counter and has the Odyssey/Navy/Don Quixote Pirates typing and says blocker, and on your opponent's attack, once per turn, set this character as active. So my opponent is restanding a lot of his characters, which makes it hard for me to attack back at him. And now he has a blocker. Things are not looking good for me. Pass to me, I draw for turn. It is the 4-cost Frankie 2k counter. I only have 3 cards in hand. Yikes. I haven't really been using my blocker here either. Maybe I should have to save some cards in hand. Yeah, I probably should have used the blocker earlier to just try to have a bigger hand size and have more options. We're gonna attach 3 Dawn to my leader and just go 8k banish at my opponent's life. They restand the Rosinante because it's a mandatory effect, and then they choose to block. My opponent has 3 cards left in hand. I have 6 or 7 Dawn left to work with. Unfortunately, I don't have any other blockers. I'm gonna go ahead and attach 4 Dawn to my Nico Robin and go 10 to the Inel, which he lets go. And then I'm gonna pass the turn with 3 Dawn up. So I'm leaving 3 Dawn up for a very particular reason. There's a chance my opponent is playing Hody Jones because it is a green deck, and Hody Jones lets him rest 2 cards, any 2 cards. So if he chooses to rest my blocker and one of my Dawn, I'll at least have 2 Dawn available still for the Gum Gum Giant in hand. If my opponent chooses to rest 2 of my Dawn, I'll still have a blocker and 1 Dawn for Gum Gum Giant. So I was trying to play around that, and honestly I didn't need to swing any higher since I only had my leader and Robin on the board. I have 3 cards in hand, 2 of them we know is Giants, and 1 of them is the 2k counter Frankie. So let's see if we can survive this turn with only 1 life and 1 blocker. My opponent did go up to 4 cards for the turn after the card draw for the turn, and he's at 10 Dawn. He's got a 3-cost 5k attacker and a 5-cost 6k attacker on board, and he's going to start off by attaching 2 Dawn to his leader and going 7k at my lead. And here I am choosing to use Gum Gum Giant early. I'm trying to do this so that I can get some card draw, so I trash the Frankie, giving up the 2k unfortunately, Dawn -2, give my leader plus 4k, and draw 2, and fortunately it was 2 1ks. My opponent is now going to attach 2 Dawn to his Lim, 3-cost Lim, and go another 7k at my life. He still has 6 Dawn active. There's always the chance that he has another Inel to play down so he can restand one of his characters to attack again. I could Gum Gum Giant here, and it looks like I am. Gonna trash the Nami, Dawn -2, give my leader plus 4k, and draw 2 more cards. So I'm doing this to just try to get more cards in hand, and unfortunately I draw 2 bricks. Yikes, that's not gonna help me at all right now. My opponent only has one attacker left, and I have one blocker and one life. He's gonna attach 2 Dawn to his Mihawk and go 8k, I believe at the Robin, is what he pointed at just now. A 6-cost Robin. And I'm choosing the block there, trying to keep my Robin alive. Alright. Then he's gonna tap 3 Dawn, use leader ability to cheat out the 5-cost Mihawk, restand his other Mihawk, and go 8k at my life, which I have to take. And it is the 5-cost Funky D Luffy, which has a trigger that lets me KO a 4-cost or less. I could use it right now to KO the Lim at least. And yeah, I'm gonna do that, just KO the Lim. It was restanding itself too much, so gotta just kill it now, reducing 1 attacker for the next turn. And then because of the 1-cost Lim, he's gonna restand his 5-cost Mihawk. Turn passes back to me, I draw for turn. It is another 6-cost Nico Robin. I did minus a lot of Dawn last turn, so I'm only at 8 Dawn for this turn. And unfortunately, I don't have that many good options in hand. I do have the 8-cost Doflamingo into 5-cost Rosinante combo, but I don't have an event in hand in order to draw 2, so I don't think that combo is worth it. Plus, it makes me use 8 of my Dawn, which I really need for other stuff right now. And actually, I only have 8 Dawn, so that's gonna be all my Dawn. I do have the 6-cost Jaguar D Saw, so I could draw 2 here, which it looks like I am. I'll tap 6 to play that. Because I'm at 7 more Dawn, I get to draw 2 cards. And it's the 3-cost Dedashi and 5-cost Sanji. The Sanji is at least a 1k counter, but the Dedashi is not helping me at all right now. Things are looking pretty grim here. I've got no blockers, only I think 2k counter in hand. So this might be it for me. I attach 1 Dawn to my Nico Robin, go 6k banish at my opponent, which they just 2k out of. And then I go 6k at 6, and they give me another 2k. Or actually, I think that's 1k to get out of that. My opponent only has 1 card in hand, but they're gonna draw for turn and go up to 2, has all 10 Dawn, and has 2 6-cost attacker or 6k power attackers on board plus leader. I have no blockers and 5 cards in hand. And actually only 3k counter in hand. Yeah. I think this is GG's. My opponent's gonna attach 1 Dawn on Lim and go 6k at my life, which I have to give up 2 of my 1ks to protect or to get out of the attack. 3 cards left, 1 Dawn active. He's gonna attach 4 Dawn to his Mihawk, going 10k, and unfortunately, I do not have the counter to get out of that. So it is GG's, and I take the loss. Oh well, that was a rough one for me. They just went really wide and attacked me multiple times, forced me to burn a lot of cards from hand. I think one mistake was just not using my blocker early to maintain a healthier hand size. You saw that I just gave up 2 1ks. I kept the blocker alive and I was just taking hits for no reason, when I probably just should have used the blocker to save my life or save my hand. That was the only misplay I saw in this match. There wasn't much I could do. I will say that this didn't go too well for me because I was only attacking 6k with my leader most of the time, which meant that my opponent just had to give up a 2k to get out of those banish swings. I wish I could have put more Dawn behind my leader, and I probably should have, but I needed the Dawn to do other stuff like play the 6-cost Robin, and I didn't have any other 3-cost blockers to play out other than that Saw. Otherwise, if you saw anything I missed or something I could have done better, then please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, GG's to my opponent again, and that's gonna do it for week 8 of the OP11 meta. So until next time, I will catch you later. Until next time, remember, keep your minds fresh and your spirits free. See ya!